Keep your head up, up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, 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 you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It is Thursday night. We're on to Large Project Thursday. Still working on the Chiefs inlay. But I do want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you're watching this live or watching this later, I do appreciate it. Don't forget to give the likes, the shares, the thumbs ups, whatever you can give. Also find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So check all those out. Subscribe to all those to get notifications. So, on to tonight. I got none done on this today. I was hoping to actually get some done today, but I knew it was going to be kind of tight, but kind of had a crazy evening last night into today, so late last night, early this morning, whatever you want to say. The wife wasn't feeling good, and some of her issues is her heart can get out of rhythm, and so she had to go to the hospital, and by the time, she was in there all night till this afternoon, late this afternoon actually, but I ended up not getting into bed till late, and so that threw off the whole morning schedule. I didn't want to get out and start doing lawn stuff because it's like I don't know when she's going to be calling. But she's out now, so she's been napping last time I went to look. I'm sure she didn't get much sleep last night. I didn't get much sleep last night. So I didn't end up getting out to mow until about 3. She called me or sent me a text around 2:30 or so. And it's like, well, I guess it was closer to 3. She's like, well, I just got done having the zapping, whatever that thing's called, where they zap you to get you back into rhythm because nothing else was working. And so she's like, I probably still got at least a couple hours, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, then my youngest could probably stop by and pick her up on the way home from work. So I was like, all right, I'll just go ahead and start getting out and getting the lawn done. So I was out there mowing, about halfway through everything, and the boy comes out on his cell phone saying, she's ready to go. She's just waiting for you now. I was like, ugh. So I just turned the mowers off, and off I went to go get her. So that was, like I said, crazy last night. She wasn't sure if, she could get in real quick last night. She got in fairly quick to a room to get seen, I guess, but then things started going crazy, so I actually just waited around in the parking lot for a little while. So I think I finally made it home around 2:30 myself. I think we left around midnight. Because then she's like, well, I'm probably going to be here a while. Might as well head on home. I didn't want to head home and go back up because freaking way gas prices are now, man. I'm starting to have to plan trips a little bit better, I think. But yeah, I got home around 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish. I stayed awake for a little bit in the living room, kind of kicked back on the couch, kind of waiting for a call just in case. And then she's like, well, yeah, there's still more things going on. You might as well go ahead and go to bed. So I finally made it to bed probably about 4:30, 4:15, 4:30-ish. And, I mean, I was probably, I'll say I didn't make it 20 minutes, that's for sure. I was started up the TV and had an episode of going on. It was a 20-minute episode. It was not even over before I fell asleep, so I was freaking tired. But then I woke up like at, I don't know, 7:15, 7:30, and I'm like, oh crap, did I miss, I had the phone there, but I normally don't take my phone with me to the bedroom, So I wasn't sure if it'd wake me up or not, so I jumped up going, oh, she called it, a message, blah, blah, blah. So I jump up, look at the phone, nothing's there. I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm afraid to kind of fall back asleep. I'm like, oh, I'm freaking tired, but I don't want to go back to sleep. But, I think it was probably about 8:30. I finally I got up for a few, did a couple things, and I was so out of it. I was like, man, I'm just going to have to go lay back down. I cannot function. I don't see this undoing anytime soon. So I ended up laying back down about 8:30, but then I knew I had to wake back up. And naturally, it seems like 10 o'clock, woke up because it was Buzz's food and shot time, and, it's 10 and 10, twice a day. And I always seem to be able to, no matter what, I'll have that 10 o'clock time. I just naturally feel it anymore, I guess. Got up, and then I was like, okay, so I got some other things done around the house. Cleaned up some of the living room and some of the stuff from the move that was going on up there. I'm afraid I didn't want to get into mowing, because once I start mowing, I want to be able to take a shower afterwards. It's a whole ordeal once you get to mowing. So I was kind of waiting. I was doing some other things. I was like, okay, well. And then I had a few messages. I think the first one was maybe around 11, saying that she was going to go in at 2 for her electric thing. And I was like, well, I guess I could possibly get out here and mow. And so I kind of started getting stuff around, but I still had to clean up the yard from the storm we had 2 nights ago. There was quite a bit of, not big limbs. We didn't have any big limbage, but we had a bunch of tiny limbage, and that stuff's just a pain in the butt to get picked up. So finally got all that kind of done. I was like, well, now I'm afraid to just get back into mowing. Until she sent me a message saying, done with the electric, shocky. Shocky. I was like, alright, let's get to mowing. And so anyway, I went and got her back here. Got everything settled for her, I think. And then I was like, alright, let me go out and finish mowing. Didn't get into any of the cutting that I wanted to do, but I'm going to actually try to do that tomorrow. I do have a few laser things to do tomorrow. Let me look around here real quick. I keep forgetting before I wait too long. Got a few laser things to do tomorrow, but I'm going to actually put those off till later in the afternoon anyway, so I might get out tomorrow somewhat early. We got some rain coming in tonight. Mowing's done, so if I can get into places where I can go down and start cutting down some of this tree line or the fence line stuff that is just insane. I got pelted today. One of these bushes, well, several of the bushes have berries in them, so the birds love them, with all the berries that are in them. But the berries were just pelting me. I'd go flinging by them, and they're stretching out there. So I try to give them, I'm trying to mow, but I'm going to come along with the push mower and clean up the fence line. But they're still sticking out, and the front of the mower would catch it, and and it'd flip off the front of the mower, and here comes this twig flying at me with all these berries, hit me in the face, arms. I looked down once, and I had several pelts up and down my arm and hand. I thought, I was like, did I get cut? And then I was like, oh, that's berry juice. The crazy thing was, later on the other side, on the other fence line, we have this little area that has, likes to grow. It's not a really rose bush, but it's some type of thorny, freaking, never-ending thing that I can't kill no matter what I do to it. And it just grows like a weed, boy. I mean, it grows just tall, thorny, never flowers. Oh, it drives me nuts. But we had one of those, and front of the mower caught it, and I was for sure out of the way of that one, I thought, anyway. And it popped back up and got me in the leg, so I've got like 4 or 5 little nicks in my leg from the thorny bush. That's the other thing I gotta cut down. I hate that thing. I've been battling that stupid thing since we moved here 16, 17 years ago. I hate that thing. I thought I had it killed off a couple different times. I was like, I went a whole season. It never grew up. I was like, hey, you know what? I didn't have to do it all year this year. Sweet. Next year, poof, there it is. And twice as much, it grows underground and it sprouts like a weed underground. I don't know what it is. Now I did get its cousin, the same kind of bush, but it was close to the back shed. I did get it finally peeled off. It hasn't. It's been 3 years now and it hasn't grown. I have some other things that want to grow there now, but at least it's not the thorny, drive me nuts thing. These berry bush things are definitely taking over. I had them in like several spots. I was like, I didn't even know it was there. Tractor, the mower, the rider was, the foot areas were just covered in berries when I was done. I got off of it and there must have been 40, 50 berries sitting in the little wells, where you put your feet while you're riding. It was like, and it was only, I barely hit any of them. It's only on the one line there, so they were just ready to fall off, I guess. But, like I said, I hope I can get some of that done tomorrow. I'm going to have to set up a spot so I can get the mulcher out and kind of be able to get most of this taken care of instead of it sitting there drying. Half tempted to maybe take it up Saturday. If I don't do that, I can take it up Saturday and drop it off, but I don't know Saturday's weather yet. I think it's supposed to be somewhat nice, but anyway, back to some chainmail here. We're working on line 181. So as soon as we finish this, we'll have 20 lines left to go. And I did plan on getting some more done last night, but like I said, I didn't plan on it till I'd done the evening cat thing, got the kitchen done, dishwasher going. That's normally by about 11 by the time I finish that up. The wife wasn't feeling well, she went to bed. I was kind of wondering how things were going to work. She was not feeling all that great anyway, so. And the night before, she said she was half tempted to go to the hospital, so. I was like, well, she sent a message, not feeling good, let's go to the hospital. It was right around midnight, I guess. So I was kind of getting about to the time where I was like, well, because I knew I was probably going to be up to about 1:30, 2 o'clock anyway. It just felt like one of those nights. I had other things I was doing and getting done. So hopefully tomorrow, am I still working? Okay. Real quick here. I think. Let me try. Okay, it looks like the video is working on Facebook, or on YouTube and Twitch, but I can't tell about Facebook. At least my version of Facebook here is locked up, I guess. If I'm missing comments, sorry. Let me refresh and see if this will help. Come on, open up. Alright, I think it's back for me. Hopefully it wasn't for you all, and hopefully I didn't miss anything. When I was looking at it, it had been a little while because it showed me locked up right before the yard marker here, so. But then on the YouTube page, it was showing me fine. So I think it might have just been this stupid laptop again. But that's what I get messages from, so if I missed the message, I was like, I got another beeper over there. Let's try this boy or something running out. Hopefully, well, I should check that. I do need to probably check it. I need to be a little more vigilant with the phone when the wife's not feeling all that well, because there's sometimes where I will skip checking messages. Oh. Yeah, there's a security camera. It's the security camera. Wherever it was. It does I need to figure out how I can change a notification beep when it's something else. Some of them do it differently. I just recently had to put the PlayStation app on my phone because of this racing series I'm running. And whenever I get a notification from it, it's a different sound. But all my other notification sounds for either the security camera or a text message or I mean, just basically anything that other beeps, they're all the same. So I never can tell what kind of notification I'm getting. Now, I don't get a whole lot. Like I said, phone's mostly used for business stuff, but here and there I'll have to use it for other things. I normally will finally install Facebook on it when we go to an event so that I can post to Facebook. And then when we're done with the event, I uninstall the Facebook app. Hate to say that, but I just don't necessarily like it all that much, but it's a necessary evil, I guess. I'll need some more greens here. But hopefully tonight, if things go well, like I said, I know hopefully by Saturday I'll finally get some more going on it. I don't have anything necessarily planned other than, especially at night. During the day, if it's decent enough, I'll get some more yard work done, if possible. Take that up there. And then there's some other things I need to get together, because we have a bulk pickup coming up too, so get rid of some of the old furniture that we're getting rid of, and for other stuff that's just not, wife's been doing all kinds of giving away of all kinds of things. We've got one of those local Facebook things, and she's just been posting stuff we're just giving away. If you want to come get it, type thing. Some stuff that's not really usable for a giveaway, we're just gonna get bulk pickup for. So, plus I got a couple old pallets I had out here for years. I used them for a while, but then we kind of upgraded and I didn't need them anymore, and they just been sitting here for a while, so I'm ready to get rid of those. Then I figured by then for sure my laser would be staying with me by then, so I also have the big crate for my lasers that are still sitting out there. Figured after a month they're either staying or going, and so far haven't had any major issues. I mean, most of my issues have just been my learning curve of it. So I got those to go out. But hopefully that means I'll get some more time in on this weekend. I keep saying it and it never ends up happening, but man, I'm ready to start on the next one. I'm ready for y'all to see it. I think it's going to come out well. It hopefully, I know it's not going to take nearly as long as this one did. I know I'll work it quicker. Just the way I'm going to work it and everything else. Other than there will be more times here coming up. Got confirmation on 2 events. Last weekend of July we'll be down in Smithville, which is really just right down the road from us here. I forgot what the other one was. I had to find a date on it, but this event's the first event we ever did 8 years ago now. I believe it was 8 years ago. I'll have to pull up a picture of it and show some pictures and maybe compare, because actually the first event we went to, we were off to the side. We were a little tiny odd. I had this cheapo canopy tent thing that was pathetic, but it covered. That's all that mattered at the time. Had 2 little tables, 2 6-foot tables, but not much on them. I mean, at the time it felt like a lot, but and then compared to now, it's like, wow. Yeah, we definitely. So this is an event I always like to hit. It's a fun pre-event for everybody to come down. They got music all day, things for the kids. It's a neat little thing downtown Smithville. Christian Family Days, yeah. It's a fun little thing. There's all kinds of people there. Get to listen to music. Hang out for the day. I mean, it's an all-day event. We leave here normally about 6. and close up there. Last year we actually stayed the longest we ever did. We didn't get home till about 11 that night. It was definitely, you know, normally a lot of people, a lot of vendors start closing down when it starts getting dark around 6 or so. They'll start closing because it can take a while to close up a thing. But you know, this last year I decided to stay, and I mean, it actually wasn't too bad. I mean, we made more. I mean, by staying later and open later. I didn't know how much if we would or not. Because when it starts getting darker, a lot of people more just kind of more hanging out in the courtyard, not walking through tents. And you know, last year we didn't light up. I have never actually lit up for night for this event. Just knowing because most everybody closed early. We normally did ourselves too. So this year I decided to stay open later. And so once it really started getting dark, where all I had was the light from my lamps that I had there, my lampshades and stuff. So I mean, it gave a little bit, but it was to a point where it was like, yeah. If I would have thought about it and hung up the lights like I normally do for an event I know I'm gonna work into the dark, then it would have been perfectly fine. And so this year, I don't know, I might end up going ahead and set up lights when we get set up this time, just to see. I still want to try to get my displays changed. I'm still trying to. I wanted some cases that are nice and foldable that things can stay in, that I can just kind of pop open and get up on a table. I've got a couple different things I'm thinking of, and I think I've got a good idea. You know, I just need to make them. As part of some of this wood I cut up the other day is part of a project, so I can try to do that. I'll still need to get more if it works. I'm making basically a test model just to see if it'll function and work as I want it, because I don't want to buy everything and then find out after I build one that I didn't like it and it's not working the way I want it to. I would end up using the wood in something, I'm sure, but so about done with this line here. Basically, we started it. I only was a few into it, so we're at 22 minutes. Not too bad for stream speed for us. Still at 0 on our thing there. Really digging the fiber. Can't believe I put it off for so long. It's like everything. I put off things for so long sometimes. When I finally do, I regret not changing earlier, because it's like, why didn't I do it? Yeah, it was a pain, but I guess, you know, maybe I should finally do the bank. I've been saying for like 15 years now. When our bank sold our freaking house mortgage to another company, which just totally ticked me off. I had no choice in that. It's like, it was working out perfectly fine. I liked where it was. Everything was nice and together. And ever since then, it was like, I wanted to change, but I like how some of the things work, and I just keep putting it off, and maybe I should. Like I said, most times, by the time I'm done changing, I end up liking the change better. But there are still a few aspects of it that I think I would miss, that I don't think other places have that option, so. Alright, let me get a couple more in here, and I can mark that line off. So we're starting on line 182. Which again gives us 20 lines to go. Would it be 20 or 21? I guess I'd have to actually count. Since we're not done with this line, does that count as the one, or is it after this line to count the one? I don't know. I know there's 202 lines. Last row is 100 green. Actually, the last two rows are 100 green. Alright, so let me go ahead and mark that off. So this is, we just started with those, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's 21. 21 rows. We finish this, it'll be 20. There we go. I know it was right in there anyway. So we're definitely closing in on it. Like I said, when we get done with it, we're going to have a Thursday night where we're kind of reviewing it, show some pictures and stuff that I've gotten taken of it or whatnot. We'll end up doing some kind of small, I'm probably going to pull out the jelly cube for any time that will remain for that night, just to work on something, and then we'll start back up the next week with the new inlay. Be it hopefully this next Thursday. I said that for this Thursday, but I mean, I am literally down to 7-8 hours probably, so it's getting there. I just need to, like I said, if I could just get 3 hours one day that I just didn't have to worry about anything. The only time I really get anymore. One reason I like the stream. If I make sure I'm doing it, everything for that hour plus, I know I'm not necessarily going to get interrupted, but I interrupt myself, though. I mean, I'm not saying the family interrupts me. Don't get me wrong. There's just, when I'm doing stuff and when I'm taking care of the house, doing laundry, dishes, all that good stuff, trying to keep everything up as best as I can. And then, all the crazy cat things we got to deal with. Lawn now. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I have to take care of, so I'll interrupt myself going, okay, I just need to go do this, I need to get that taken care of, because there are days where I could just work on chainmail all day and I'd love it to death. But if I do that, the next day I'm definitely getting nothing done other than caught up from the day before with household stuff. So there's always that little trade-off there. So I try to find a happy medium. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. But I'm sure everybody's like that though too. I know Sean over there at Mailworks, I keep forgetting to post a link to it, but he actually hasn't streamed the last couple nights. He's been busy himself. But yeah, go check out Mailworks. He streams most nights at 9 o'clock Central Time, my time. I'll try to remember to post a link up here. I've been meaning to. I talk about it, and then I always forget by the time I end the stream, because it's normally, okay, I gotta remember to do this, gotta remember to do that when I close up. It's kind of like the midway point or half an hour in, which, where are we at now? Yeah, I guess we're getting a little close to it. Trying to remember to do a little halfway spiel in case somebody's joining in late. But yeah, we got, let's see, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more, 8 more lines of green here. Then we'll start working on actually the yard markers on the field for a few lines, and then we'll be working on the whole sideline area there. That's when I'll use up a lot of the white. So if you guys are ever joining us and you got ideas, something you might want to see or whatnot, let me know. Always willing to change some things up and try something different. This has just kind of been the format I've been going with lately. Maybe I should try something different. I don't know. Seemed to work pretty well on these nights. I would kind of, in a way, like to stream almost every night. It would be nice. But I know it ended up being hectic, and there's going to be nights I'd have to say, yeah, I'm going to have to put it off tonight. So far, these nights have been working out pretty well for me. The only other night was going to be a Sunday, but I saved it for my racing night, so. But I'm willing to look at anything, try something different. Other than the days, times I could probably change up. And actually, I could change the days if I changed the times. That would be the thing. Because once marching season starts back up this next year, if gas prices go down, because I started trying to figure up, and I was like, man, it's going to cost me $10-15 sometimes just to get to a weekly event. I'm like, it was different when it was $5 to get to an event, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. But anyway, that starts up, and so that a lot of Friday nights I got football games, prepping for competitions or something like that going on, so I don't know. I want to continue to do it, but with the way gas prices are now, it's like, I just don't know. Maybe that's what's gonna, I'm hoping that by the time summer gets over, the gas prices go down, because they're freaking nuts right now. Some people are in places that's even nuttier. I mean, what was it? I think it was $4.69 right down the street here when we passed Krusty Krab. Sorry, I call it the Krusty Krab. The Krusty Krab to me is Casey's. Yeah, I got to remember the real name of it. I've always called it the Krusty Krab forever. It used to be out of the way for us years and years ago. Now they had one that was just down the road, then they tore it down. It'd been there forever, and they built a newer one that's nicer and about the same distance, if not, a little bit further. But it's the Krusty Krab. I think I think it was $4.69 there, and I was just like thinking about it, because I was like three-quarters, or I only had a quarter tank of gas left in the van. After bringing the wife home, and I was like, so I'm going to have to fill up, and I'm like, okay, that's roughly 14 gallons that I'm going to be putting in it at $5 a gallon. Okay, there's $75-80 to fill up. And I mean, I could fill up not that long ago. Seriously, fill up that tank from empty for, 32. And I hated that. And these gas prices are just insane right now. Blame can go to everybody. I ain't gonna blame anybody in particular. I mean, there's enough to go around to plenty of people. And just people that like to manipulate things. So, gonna have to deal with it, but that's what I was talking about earlier. I was telling the wife we're gonna have to really start kind of planning out some of our travel days to maximize the travel. I mean, it's nice to be able to just run out when needed, and we still will have to, I'm sure, but gonna have to start trying to go, okay, if we're gonna be getting this and that, why don't we put it off for a few days, make sure there's nothing else that we're gonna have to get, and try to just, try to put it all together on days where, I wish we had a better fuel efficient. I need the van, something like it, for doing events, or we would probably have a smaller, more efficient, gas efficient car. I'd love to have something like gas efficient, but gotta have something that can help. Now, we've got a trailer that definitely helps, but there's still, I'm always growing, so, if I get a bigger trailer, I'll need a bigger vehicle anyway to pull it. So, either way. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering how all this is going to affect events this year. Because I mean, we've had to kind of cut back on a lot of stuff. Just to kind of, and I keep telling the wife, it's like, yeah, we've got to start watching. Our food costs are insane now. I mean, now, okay, I was looking up, I keep a lot of my receipts from things to keep track of things through the years. Before we bought our house, we lived in Riverside, which is just a little town inside, basically, Kansas City. From then till now, I mean, there's been some changes in the food we bought, but the majority of it, we've kind of bought the same kind of foods. And what we were spending then, now we actually have one less mouth feed. Now, granted, they're older and they're actually buying some of their own stuff, so we're actually should be spending less. But we were spending, $150 back then. This 20 years ago again, though. But even up to, it had been a slow climb because, like I said, it was $150 then. It was 10 years ago. We've been here about 5-6 years ago. Or we had moved in and lived here for about 5 or 6 years. And that's when my little chart comes up again where I put in another year's worth of stuff. And our average grocery bill had climbed up to, it was like $210. For, again, about the same stuff. I mean, there were some differences here and there, but for the majority, you know, if there's we changed from eating this kind of stuff and went to that, it was equivalently priced. And then I actually had a less of an order that I just got last week, minus a few things that would have been easily raised the price up another $30. Was already 323 for 2 weeks. And that's not everything we get. There's still other stuff we have to get other places. So, I mean, food and gas right now is just killing us. So, we're a little past the halfway point, so I do want to go ahead and do my little halfway spiel. I want to thank y'all for watching, joining us live, or if you're watching later, I appreciate it. Quick shout out though to if you're into racing type games on the PlayStation, realistic-y type games, go over on YouTube here and check out the Attack Motorsports ISRT. Attack Motorsports ISRT. That's the team I'm part of. We post videos. I'm now streaming for the next several weeks on Sunday nights for them, hosting an event. So, I mean, like I said, it is a game, but it's kind of a fun little thing. But anyway, I do thank y'all for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff on us over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So, that's my halfway thingy. Gotta, like I said, remember. And if anybody's just now joining us, let me see if I got anybody over on Twitch and YouTube. Twitch, I'm always unsure. And YouTube, I have to scroll down to find anybody. I don't feel like scrolling. Means I have to stop mailing. I don't want to do that. Though, I did the halfway spiel, and I did want to. I'm going to stop for a moment, get a drink, and I do want to put in the Mailworks link before I forget at the end, like I normally do. And I only have to type in 3 letters at a time. So there's Mailworks. I mean, N is me here. That's my personal. So business. It seems like I catch more messages that way. So, all right. So there's that. Got that done. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I've been. Like I said, just always doing something, graphics, on occasion, you know. What was I? And all the other house stuff I got going. I went through a whole season in the last day and a half. A whole season of Family Guy. I just started that and just let it go. I think I was on season 5 or something. And all the time it played, I only remember watching parts of 2 episodes. The rest of the time it was on, but I wasn't paying any kind of attention to it. So, there was just a couple occasions I remember kicking back for a minute, going, okay, let me just kind of kick back here and I'll watch it for 10 minutes and then off to do this, off to do that, something this, something that. And the next thing is, I think I talked about it the other day, is the washer. Yeah, we were talking about how I couldn't find the receipt. Still haven't. I did go ahead and I got a belt for it, and I'm hoping maybe that's I'm still, you know, I watched the videos and how to replace it, and the people talking about the squeaking. The squeaking's not quite the same as what theirs was doing. Some people's squeak was only when it was using a brake system, and they were actually, it was a little slightly different model. Because ours actually, I don't think has a major braking point for our basket spinning. Because when it finally shuts off, you can hear the motor stop and everything, but it takes it almost like 4 minutes to completely wind down all the way speed-wise. A little lock thing, white buttons on there, you can't open it while it's spinning, and so there's no braking squeak, but it's just a constant squeak even while it's slowing down. So I don't think it's a motor. It's either the belt or it's going to be what they were calling like a transmission bearing, which I'm hoping it's not. I never did look further in to see what that would entail to replace. I didn't even look up a price on that one. Because I'm like, okay, the belt seems simple enough. Now, if the belt is what's causing it already, that's a little concerning in itself, because like I said, this thing's barely a year old. How could the belt be worn out? I've never overloaded the thing in any way, shape, or form. Now, it is much bigger than our last one, but, I mean, I read the directions, and I've nowhere near overfilled this thing. And that's always one of the things I did hate about this thing, though. It doesn't... All my other ones, you had the setting. How big was your load? You could set it yourself. This one does sensing, and it somehow decides on how much you have in there. And I don't know how it works and how accurate it is. And there have been times where I was like, man, that, you know, where I've still been over in the room and hearing the machine filling up, and I was like, that did not fill up quick enough. And now with these locking mechanisms on it, I can't lift the lid and look in there to see what's actually going on. That drives me nuts. The only way you can open it is by canceling it out, which means you got to start back over if you just want to look in it. Well, there's supposed to be some type of resume on it. I will say that. But I've never gotten it to work. Every time I do, it just sits there. I let it sit there probably an hour one night after I did what was supposedly the resume command. And so I finally just had to reset it and restart, and I was like, alright. So I don't get a look in it, and I do hate that too. I miss the old days. I actually really miss the older ones where you could put open the lid, and I used to use a hanger, a metal hanger, to put down and push that little knobby. You know how the lids would open up, and that's what made the knob pop out, and everything stopped working. So you just I'd just shove a old metal coat hanger down in there to make that poppy bit pop back in so it'd spin with it open so I could look in there. Or when it was doing whatever. And now you can't do that. I know, safety feature, but sometimes I think we put too many safety features on stuff. If people are stupid enough to do some things, I've done stupid stuff and got what I deserve, so, you know. Yeah, I think it'll make you smarter in the long run. If you don't get the opportunity, I think sometimes, to do stupid stuff, and you don't learn stupid stuff, you don't understand how stupid something can be. If that makes any kind of sense or logic, I don't know. In my head, it does. And that's all that matters, right? If it works in my head, I'm good with it. But I guess that's the problem with some of the stupid stuff I did, because it worked in my head. It sounded good. It worked on paper. The brain said go for it. Yeah, everything else was like pointing red flags going dum da dum dum. What's that one show that I was watching? Was it? I think it was Scrubs, where he had one of his little daydream things, and so he had so somebody would follow him around and say mistake every time he was getting ready to make a mistake. Sometimes I need that little guy coming around. Definitely in my younger days, maybe not as much in my older days. I think I've kind of got out of my stupid stages now. At least most of them, I think. I'm sure I'll come along stupid stages still, but those will become because I'm just old and stupid. Instead of young and stupid. Stupid is as stupid does. Alrighty. Well, like I said, I'm going to mark this off a little bit more. Line 182, almost done. Closing in, closing in. I'll be really, really glad to be done by next Thursday with this, for sure. Oh, come on. And hopefully I'll remember, we'll see, about stretching this out. I mean, there's really nothing much more to see, though, since the last time we stretched out. I probably need to stretch it and get a picture of it so I can just post a picture of it saying progress, showing progress. Because right now, like I said, there's really not going to be any change in it for a little bit. And then once we do get to the edge, it's going to be the sideline, so it's not going to be like spelling out the letter. There's no more graphics, really. There really wasn't a whole lot of graphics to this. I mean, a good majority of it is 2/3 of it's probably just green grass, right? I don't know what, well, I guess if I looked at the total counts of my green, I know I'm at 20,000 rings. And was, oh, it probably wasn't quite that much. Green was, so about 50% green at 11,000. A little over 11,000 on green, so half of it's green. 11,000 and some odd rings will be green. The other 9-ish thousand are a mix of basically two. I guess I've got, what do I have a total count of my orange? I forgot how many I used on my ends over there. Was it 2 per? No, that would have made it, it was 2 and 2, so it would have been 4 per corner. So maybe 16 oranges. And then I'll need another 16 for the other side here. For the pylons. The makeshift pylons. Let's give a quick look. Everything again going good. Not have any frame rate drop or anything like that. It's been at 0 ever since we changed to fiber. I will say, I'm not wearing a hat right now. I got out of the shower not too long ago and I forgot to grab a new hat. My other one's all sweaty. And I need a major haircut because the hair is coming down way past my nose. Flops in front of me and all of a sudden I can't see a thing. Used to have long hair all the time. Now I kind of don't miss the long hair, kind of. In a way I do, but when it's short, it's just out of the way. Even if it's just a spiky mess, it's out of the way. Oh, and then I got a piece of hair in my hand. Okay, like I said, I kind of basically didn't necessarily shave my head bald, but shaved it down pretty close, and stopped shaving the beard all last August, and I've gotten no haircut and no shaving since last August. So my head has been free range for the last 9 months. 9, 10, whatever it is. But yeah, it was. Well, it was kind of letting it a little bit there in July of last year. But I kind of had a half trim going on it, and then I did that for like a week or two, and then I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna let it go full bore and just let it have its own space and do what it's gonna do. And that's when it becomes Santa Claus looking. When it was shorter, it wasn't as, well, I don't know. At least to me, it didn't look as gray. Once it started getting to about 1 inch, it was like, oh my, that's not gray, that's white. Other than I still have kind of a red, red right around the mouth area. The goatee area is kind of more of a reddish color. It was last week, I don't remember what day it was. I was down here. I was actually kicked back watching TV. I don't remember what I was actually watching at the time. I was just kind of kicked back, and I've become kind of accustomed to kind of brushing, rubbing, pulling through the, oh, what was that? Through my beard, and occasionally you'll have a strand of beard hair come out with it, so, and they have some waves and stuff to them, no big deal. But I was doing that the other night, and all of them that I've ever seen before. Now I know that some of them I haven't seen that have happened, but I was kind of rubbing through and I pulled it out and I felt a hair in my hand. I was like, oh, there's another hair that came out of the beard, and I look at it, and it was a nice, youthful brown color like my hair should be back in the day. And so I saved it and I ran upstairs and I had to show the wife and the daughter. I was like, look, it's a normal hair. I lost a normal beard hair. It was kind of funny. They got a chuckle out of that. But yeah, I hadn't seen one of those. Normally I just get these little corkscrew gray things. It's like, yeah, that's old people hair there. Though, when I'm doing it, sometimes I'll have something fall out there, and they're just long, not straight, just kind of corkscrewed. There's never been just a straight hair. They're all got some kind of corkscrew, if not like bent in quarters, you know, because of sleeping on it and whatnot. But getting to sleep on it has been different. That's been, especially the longer it keeps getting. There's been like since I started, there's probably, I'd say I'm probably in like phase 3 right now. I don't know how many phases there are, but I've at least gone through 3 phases. The first one of not shaving for the first couple months was very weird, itchy, didn't like it at all. Then I got used to it and it kind of was okay there for a little while, no biggie. And then the next phase, when it started getting a little bit longer, it started becoming a problem, and that's when I had to start trimming around the mouth area, because I was getting it when I was trying to eat. I'd get stuff dribbling down, so I had to learn how to kind of learn how to eat again from having a beard. So that was like another phase. Then it got to another phase after a little bit longer now. Here, at least the last, I think, 2 months or so, it's becoming more and more of a problem when I go to sleep. How it's just more in the way. Sometimes I'll get it flipped over backwards where it's shoving up in my nose while I'm trying to sleep, tickling me, waking me up. I'm like, okay, this is a little annoying. So that's been phase 3. I don't know what the next phase is going to be, though I have been half tempted. One night here in one of these streams, the daughter keeps saying she wants to braid my beard for the stream. So when she actually gets a free moment where she has enough time after work, maybe one night, that she can get and braid up the beard, and I don't know how she's going to do it. I was like, what are you going to do? Just one? You going to do a couple? You want to do 100? I got no reply. That was a little concerning. So if I show up one night with 100 little tiny braided beards, nodules, you will know why. But I have been kind of considering putting a braid myself. I don't know if I want to do 1 or 2, just to kind of keep it all a little more tidy-ish in a way, so that maybe I can eat and sleep a little better, easier. I don't know if that will help though or not. Or if I'm just going to shave it all off. I haven't decided that yet either. I figured I'd give it a while, at least give it a chance. Wife, well, this was probably 10 years ago now. I did have a goatee at one point. She wanted me to have a goatee. It drove me nuts. I hated the thing. Hated the maintenance of it. And at the time, everything was really red. So it looked like I colored it compared to my hair color. Because I wasn't gray, but my hair color was brown, but my goatee was red. And yeah, it drove me nuts. I think I had that. I let her. She wanted me to do it, so I did it for her. But I think I only went maybe a month and a half, 2 months at the most, and I had to get rid of it. I was like, I don't like it. It's a pain in the butt. Once you kind of got settled into shape, the only way to really adjust the shape or anything was to shave it all off, let it grow again, or maybe there's a way you could kind of slowly cut in and try to, but it was too much. I couldn't get things straight. When you're trying to line up one side of the face to the other, I can't line up squat. I'm like, oh, I'll be looking at one side and I'll be shaving or something, cutting into trying to straighten up my earbuds. Not my earbuds. They always ask you the sideburns. There you go. They always ask you want to keep your sideburns. I don't want huge sideburns or anything, but I like to keep them down because when they come even, I feel weird. Because I always normally have some type of, facial hair going on. But anyway, I try to trim up one side, and I think I got a nice straight line there, and I'll be up to the mirror. When I'm done, I kind of sit back and look at that side and comb it down. I'm like, okay. It's about, 5 degrees at an angle. How the hell did that happen? I didn't get it all. It's not even cut straight, even at that angle. And so, yeah. I can't. And then when I try to go to the other side, I finally get it straightened up and go to the other side. By the time I'm done, I've lost a half an inch of sideburn because I tried straightening them up, and I'm awful at it. And so, yeah, when I tried to do the goatee, that was, sometimes I'd come in and cut off too much, so then I had to come off and cut off some on the other side to try to make it shape the same. But my shape's already off. It just drove me nuts. The beard, like I said, I don't have to worry about it. It's the same everywhere for the most part because I haven't done squat to it. Other than, like I said, I trim around the mouth area because that was getting a little crazy. I couldn't, where are we at here? We're at 54 minutes. We got a little bit. Did I mark off the rest of this one? No, I didn't. I need to go finish off marking the last line. Continue on this one. So yeah, we're done with 182, so we're technically under 20 lines now. Start up the other one on line 183. Moving along. I mean, at this point, if I have 20 lines to do, I got 7 days till next Thursday. That would mean I would need to do, on average, 3 lines a day, which is not that much. That's only about an hour 15. So if I can get an hour 15 in every day, we can get it finished by then. But I do want to get it done before that so I can get pictures and all that good stuff. So we're going to push for it. We're going to try to get her done. It's the longest for sure inlay I've ever done. Now, it's not the most rings. Chiefs inlay, or the Chiefs jersey, was a bit different because it was at a different time. And, the start of the pandemic, it was easy to just, basically only that. There was nothing else really going on, so. Plus, I sat down, I was like, I'm pushing this out, I'm getting this done. And that was before stream days, so I think I only took pictures of it like every 6 or so lines. I don't remember. I made up kind of a video time-lapse-y thing of it, of the pictures that I took out of it. I'd do so many lines and take a picture, and that's kind of like what I'm going to do this time again. But I'm going to do it every 3 lines. Thought about doing every line, but that'll just, again, take up time, make sure, I got the camera out. I'm going to still have to make sure I have it out and ready, but we've gotten 2 rows done completely tonight. And already up a bit here, so like I said, it's a little bit faster when I'm not streaming because I can just be closer to it. I can see my closures quicker. I don't have to feel them as much compared to when I'm streaming. And the air conditioner must have shut off. And yeah, the kitty opened the door. It's not real hot though today. It was actually, I think we only got up to like 81 today, 82. Sun kind of beating down, and it kind of sucked there because, when I finally got out to mowing, it actually was when the cloud cover started coming in. It was like, ooh, okay, so this is going to actually work out pretty nice. The sun's now gone. Still warmish, but the sun's not beating on you, so it's not easier to do. And it was still that way till the wife called. And then while I was out getting the wife, it was just as I was pulling into the hospital parking lot, the clouds started to part, and by the time we got home, it was completely sunny again. I was like, oh. I went out and kind of finished what I needed to do for the most part, but and then it finally started clouding up a little bit. I think we had a slight chance here around 8 to 9, so it might have had a little sprinkle sprinkled out there. I don't know. Boy, I think is outside, so it must not be raining. You wouldn't necessarily go out there and sit in the rain. Better chances early in the morning, I guess. A few chances overnight, but like I said, I'm ready for winter already. I hate the super cold part of winter, but Yeah, I'm already done with the heat. I was sweating to death earlier. Well, even this morning inside, because it was so nice outside to a degree, and the inside temperature, the air conditioner wasn't running, so it was just kind of stagnant air, a little bit of fan movement from the ceiling fans. But well, I was trying to do some cleaning up and stuff up there, but I was just sweating and finally had to stop after working outside. That's why I was like, I wasn't sure if I was going to get the stream on time, because I don't think I finally wrapped up outside till I took my shower till about 6. I think I finally got out of the shower just after 6, and I was like, well, moving a little faster than I was imagining, but I was worn out, so I had to sit for a little bit, and I was like, okay, let me just start getting things ready for the stream. If I can get it done and get up and going in time, it all worked out. So but we are probably, yeah, we're coming up on our hour, so I'm gonna probably just kind of continue to work here for a couple minutes, let our time go, and don't forget to check out Mailworks over there, Sean at Mailworks. Hopefully he'll be streaming tonight. Last night wouldn't have been able to catch any, but he didn't end up streaming, so hopefully I'll get a shot to catch him tonight, hopefully. Go over there, check him out. He's been working on several different things. I'm not even sure what he's working on right now. He's always doing some different type of bracelets and excuse me, working on his Finnegan flag inlay, which I enjoy watching. He done a lot of work to that thing. Be nice when it's done too. So go over there, check his stuff out. Don't forget to check our stuff out. If you, like I said, if you ever see anything we're doing online and you're trying to find something, if you ever have any question about some of our how to order or whatnot, just drop me a line. Like I said, I get half my orders probably just directly after somebody's contacted me, and we just talk about what we're looking at, what they're wanting, and then I'll just send them a PayPal invoice or something. Always willing to work out payment methods and all that too. So, I do have my website there, and I do take orders through the website, but you contact me, and even if you do order through the website, I normally will be contacting you through email. There's only been a handful of people that I hadn't contacted through email for an order, and most of those were something that really didn't need contacting. When it comes to actually a piece of jewelry, I definitely want to contact you. But if it's like components, some of these others that I'm talking about were like laser etch scales. Well, actually, no, because I've never listed those yet. I guess I'm thinking of those because I do have them listed within my PayPal invoicing area. I do have a place that already has scales set up in there because I have sold a lot of scales. But clasps, all my different style clasps that I've had quite a few that are sales for those. I normally don't contact if that's all that's in the order. Now, if they're ordering clasp and something else, then you'll normally get an email from me. So I do appreciate all the orders. Don't forget to keep them coming. Don't forget to check out on our Facebook page. I don't really have a whole lot of the laser stuff listed on Facebook or on my website. I do have a branded section where I do have some of the laser etched items on there, but I have more than that. And if you ever have something you're wanting to get that's laser etched that you haven't seen me do, just drop me a line. I'm more than willing to look for it, try to see if we can work something out for you. So, don't forget about all that. I do want to thank everybody again for dropping in, watching this live, or if you watch this later. I definitely appreciate it. But I do think we're probably going to end up closing up here for tonight. Tonight is Thursday, so the last night we'll stream this week. Who knows? I don't want to. I can never guarantee a weekend thing, but who knows? We might stream this weekend. I'm hoping I'll have more time that I can get on this. So if I get a chance, maybe we do a quick stream. Who knows? If not, we will definitely be back next Monday, working on our wormhole cubes that are giving me problems. We might have to be re-engineering those a little bit. I'm not sure yet, but no matter what, we will be back on Monday night for sure. So I do hope y'all have a great weekend. I don't think there's anything, no holiday this weekend. So, but people might still be going out and traveling, having some fun. I hope you all have fun. Most schools are out now, so if whatever you do this weekend, I hope you have a great time. Be safe out there and all that good stuff. So, otherwise, we will check you out on Monday, guys. Peace.